Hello, everyone, and welcome to Create This Book 2, episode 20 by me and Moriah Elizabeth. I am well over halfway through the book now. Before I begin, be sure to like and subscribe, and let's see what I can come up with for today. This book has become quite the chonker and is kind of hard to get to the right page at this point, but here we are arriving at the first prompt of the day, which is to create dissension. So I'm supposed to think about current fads or trends that I don't like and put them on the page, but right off the bat, I really couldn't think of really any current trends at all, but especially not ones that I hate or don't like or have strong feelings about. If it's just people doing their own thing or whatever, I'm not really one to hate on that, so there's no current fads or trends that I could think of that I don't like. But something I did think of that is a current trend or fad right now that I do like or really don't mind at all is pumpkin spice. Even though it is only August, pumpkin spice has been everywhere in the scents, in the flavors, in the stores, just everywhere, and I'm pretty excited about it because I love fall. But I decided to use the pumpkin spice to inspire this, so I'm going to make a whole bunch of pumpkin spice inspired drawings that, everything pumpkin spice is, and I'm going to be using these extremely fall colored hoo-hoo markers, which I am very excited about. I decided to fine line everything in brown instead of black just to make it a little bit warmer since pumpkin spice and fall has such warm colors. I decided to go with this. So I outlined all of my pumpkin spice themed drawings, and now it's time to erase so I can start coloring in. The first drawing is of pumpkin spiced donuts because recently I saw that Krispy Kreme already has their pumpkin spice things out. So a pumpkin spice donut, pumpkin spice coffee, and so this was on my mind. So I decided to create this donuts. This one kind of looks like a Cheeto, but I was able to dull it down with this tan marker so that way it looked more pumpkin and less cheese. So then I went on to this donut and I tried to add variety in the donuts. We have an iced donut, we have a cake donut kind of thing, and then I just colored in the rest. I decided to do the background blue since that is the opposite of orange, and went along with that just to make it all pop out a little bit more, and I decided to add little dots in the background. I love how it turned out, and now it's time to move on to this one, which is just little pumpkins, and I decided to make the background of this one green just to add in a little pumpkin patch vibe because it has the leaves and the grass around it, and I even added in some highlights. Now it's time to go on to the pumpkin spice latte, which we all know and have strong opinions about, but here it is, and I decided to do the background for this one purple to add in some different colors, and I purposefully left it splotchy just to add in some texture, and then I did the final drawing, which was some pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls because I actually had some of these and they're really good. So I decided to put that in as well. And now it's time for my little sign to get decorated that says pumpkin spice. I felt like this would really tie everything together and make it so you know what I'm drawing about, talking about, rambling about. So I went ahead and drew this, put in a little pumpkin, and then it was time to cut everything out and put it into the book. This is how I chose to lay it out, and I think it turned out really well. I know that this isn't really the prompt, but I still really, really love this page, and I love how it turned out, and this is a current trend. Even though I don't dislike it, I still did a trend. So now it's time for the next prompt, which is to create a mess, and what is messier than paint? So I decided to bring out my paints and create a mess on the page using these. I decided to just choose colors at random, and these are the 4 colors that I decided to use, and I just kind of drizzled them along the pages and then smashed the pages together to see what kind of monstrous colors would come out the other end. This was kind of messy. I even put some paper behind it, and here's how it turned out. It created this blotchy mess on the page, but that's actually kind of pretty. And then I added in this pink and gold, and both of these colors colors are metallic and iridescent, so this was a really fun addition to add to the page, and this is how they turned out, and look how much they shine. I showed my husband and he said that it looked like a garden, so that's fun. And now it's time for the next prompt, which is to create reflection. For this prompt, I'm supposed to draw things that my past self would have liked, and immediately I went to my younger self, and my favorite toy when I was a kid was Bratz. Let me know if you relate to me in that, because I had so many, and every single birthday, every single Christmas, that is like all I would ask for years on end. So I decided to make a Chloe Bratz doll. She was my favorite. She has blonde hair and blue eyes, and so do I, so she was my favorite. So I decided to draw her, and this is actually the original Chloe Bratz doll, and I do have that one, so I felt like it would be fun to draw this one out, because as a kid I definitely just wanted anything and everything related to Bratz. The next thing that I thought of when I was a kid, I really wanted a cat. That is something I have always wanted, and now I have two, so that's really fun. And the final thing I decided to draw for this prompt was a little artist palette, because as a kid I always wanted to be an artist. I've always loved to draw. It's something that I've just always felt passionate about and wanted to do, so I put them in the book and labeled everything, and this is how the page turned out. I think it is really cute and was such a fun way to reflect on the past and to kind of think about things. These things more reflect a more distant past from my childhood, but still this was a really fun and creative prompt that was very challenging. And now it's time for the last prompt of the day, which is to create color temperature. So I'm supposed to use orange, red, and yellow on the left side of the page, and blue, purple, and green on the right side of the page. So cool colors versus warm colors. And to do this, I decided to create handprints that show a temperature change. To create the temperature change, I put the brightest color in the middle, which was a lot easier for the red, orange, and yellow because there's kind of an order to them. But for the other side of the page, I decided to put the purple in the middle, and then the blue, and then the green. But actually, now that I'm thinking about it, that is just rainbow order, so it actually makes a lot of sense. But this was a lot of fun to do, and it was kind of challenging but really fun, and I think the print of it all came out really well and looks a lot of fun. So I had a lot of fun doing this page, even though it was a little bit different than what I was expecting. So here it is. I decided to do two different handprints, one warm and one cool, and they do look pretty cool, both of them, not just the cold one. So here is the first prompt again, where I did the trend of pumpkin spice, and even though it's not something that I dislike, I had a lot of fun doing it, and it is a popular trend right now, even though it is only August and really nowhere near fall. But this one was a lot of fun to create, and I love the warmth in the pages. Here is the next prompt again, where I created a mess using 4 different colors of paint. I love the shine in this one, and I am so glad that I chose to do the gold and the pink in there, because the reflection that it adds in the contrast to the matte green paints is really fun. Here is the next prompt, where I created reflection and thought about things that a younger me would have loved and wanted, and I'm very glad to say that I have those things and am very happy that I do. So that was a really cool one to reflect on and to think about. And here is the last prompt, where I created a warm handprint and a cool handprint. I didn't wait long enough for it to dry, so some of the purple got onto the warm color, so my mistake, but now I'll learn for next time. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please let me know which prompt was your favorite. I always love to hear which ones you liked and why. Thank you guys for watching. Before you leave, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!